Good afternoon, ladies and gents, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm just going to show you what I've done with this HP laptop. Well, just to demonstrate, I've only had it for not even 24 hours. Old one. It's an old laptop. It's not a latest high-end gaming machine or anything like that. It was just I made a few deals with one of the bros. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But without further ado, let's get into it. So this is an HP laptop. I love the sticker on it that came with it. Size does matter. Ask a farmer's wife. We're out in the rural country, so. But anyway, that's beyond the scope of this tutorial. Or not even tutorial, just a showing. So this is going to be showing how to jailbirding Windows 7 Ultimate and Android 4.4.5 KitKats. This has got about a 80 gig hard drive, which has been partitioned into four drives, four partitions. Two big partitions, which holds NTFS, which holds the Windows 7 Ultimate, and also ext3, which holds Android x86. And the other two partitions are more for MBR and EFI bootloading, which is a VFAT partition, and I forgot the other. I forgot the other one. I think it's the other ones that are unallocated. But without further ado, let's turn her on. So yeah, I got this just last night, and it was sitting in his the bro's cupboard for about roughly 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 7 years. Didn't use anything like that, just want to get rid of it. So here's the bootloader. I've done all the pre-configuring and installing last night, and from all that, this is the result. So there we go, Android x86 4.4. Release number 5. The other two options here in the middle are just the other three options there, just debugging mode and all that. And as you can see right here, we've got Windows right at the bottom. So let's load Android and we'll give you a look. So I'm pretty much just doing this other video just to show you that you can do these on certain laptops. Android does work better with a compact BIOS. So if your BIOS is from compact, you could, because this has a compact BIOS, even though it's an HP branded laptop, the BIOS is compact. And one of my previous videos, I have a compact all-in-one computer in which is twice as powerful as this, and 4 times the hard drive space. But yeah, since it's got a compact, I've noticed with Android it works with compact, and also certain Intel BIOSes. It depends on the chipset, to be honest. I've come across laptops that don't like Android or Linux at all. I thought this was one of them until I did experiment later on. And yeah, the hard drive is slow. It's a PARTA drive. It's a parallel ATA, not a serial ATA hard drive. So we are working off older hardware, but at the same time, even though it's a little bit slower, it will last a bit longer. So I could probably say if I looked after this computer really well, which I will, give it about 20 years, this computer will still be pumping. You know. So yep. So I'm just going to do the password. So just let me put you down. BBLA. So this is all running off the battery. Oh, the Wi-Fi's playing up. It's the one thing about this computer I've noticed that I've got. I don't know if it's been dropped or what, but or it could be just a hardware mismatch of some sort. But the Wi-Fi cuts in and out of this, so sometimes the Wi-Fi would come on when I started it. Sometimes it won't. But other than that, nah, it's all good. So just to prove it's full-blown tablet. There you go. There's the tablet menu. Play Store. It probably won't go to the Play Store because the Wi-Fi is playing up. For some reason, oh no, it's actually, oh, it must be, hang on, that's strange. It's getting internet, but there's no, well, hang on, we'll try it first. I could be speculating here. I could be speculating. So I want to go to the search, come on. Oh, search. Is my mouse disabled? No, it's not. See, so these notifications. Hang on. Stupid things. Just the mouse on this is way more sensitive than my other laptop. Plus, so we'll just do a search. I'll just see if we are getting internet, because usually if the it'll say that you are not connected. So we'll just search up ES file Explorer. Enter. Yep, it is. Thought so. So the Wi-Fi is temporarily down. Not the Wi-Fi as in the modem. Sorry, I just had a brand new idea, but the Wi-Fi is in the Wi-Fi chip in here. But that's fine. Plays in and out, just depending what it is. And that's one, well, my nephew's one uses for emulation. So I mean, they won't really use the Wi-Fi on here anyway, if I was to give it. But it's not the point. Wi-Fi always works with Windows 7. That's one thing I will say. So when we launch Windows 7, which we're doing now, we are going to have internet. So this is the second OS on here. So this is not stock firmware. This had Windows Vista. I don't know if it was stock or not. It might have been even modified then, but it wasn't a great version. It's an unstable version of Windows Vista, so that's why I don't like it. So we've stabilized this computer with a stable version of Windows. Well, I mean, Vista works. Don't get me wrong. Vista works, and it does. If it's just the only OS to use, I would back up all my stuff to an external drive and then use it, or have a network's location, so in case it does muck out on you, which a couple of Vista installations have, not purposefully by itself. So we're going to see if we have network access. If we've got network access, we've got internet access, and the way we're going to find out is because I've assigned a network drive. I've got a network, which I've explained in the past. What am I doing? Those are games. Games? No, we don't want games. Computer. And as you can see with the bottom drive there, it is online. I've covered how I've done my server in the past. So yeah. So I'm just demonstrating a low-end laptop I got last night and converted it into a alright, not the best. You know, if I was to give this to a technician with gaming, he would probably just throw it in my face and say, what the heck is this? So it's not the best hardware for gaming or anything like that, but if you're just doing if you're just doing things like word processing or even basic low resolution games would work fine on here. I've tried Halo on here and it works, even Halo 2. I wouldn't go a higher definition than this because it probably won't work. But yeah, so I was just demonstrating how to that I refurbished a laptop. I made it cool. Just a note for open source, it's not something I'm promoting because of security reasons for open source, because Android is open source and there's a lot of security breaches in it. Warning from the THI, Truth, Honor and Integrity person who runs the shows. Thomas Williams, he'll tell you the exact same thing, and as a programmer I understand how what he's talking about because of the algorithms and things like that. So yeah, hopefully you learnt something new and this might show you how to take your old end laptop, even a Windows XP, but you might just make sure you got enough hardware to run the OS and enough hardware to run programs on the OS. You don't want to have a computer that just has enough to run the OS. And the way to find that out is, if you're going to customize your machines, my advice is to always get the minimum hardware requirements to run an operating system, and I'll at least either triple it or quadruple it. So if it's Windows 7, this version of Windows 7 Ultimate can run on the minimum is 512 megabytes of RAM. So I would either go to, in this case it's 1 gig, and it's got plenty of hard drive space. So and I've run this version of Windows 7 Ultimate off a 512 megabyte RAM computer too. I used to have one when I saw with my baby's mother, and I could run even apps, but for just a little bit more processing space, it's recommended to have a little bit more RAM in your computer. Same with Android 4.4.R5, they can run off 256 megabytes, not comfortably, but it will still run. You will experience a lot of apps closing on you because of the lack of memory, just the lack of virtual memory. If your RAM or your virtual memory or your anything like that is too low, your apps won't run properly. So what happens is it'll go from the hard drive to the RAM. The CPU can't process it because there's not enough thing in the RAM, so it just sends it back to the hard drive. So it's making your computer work 3 to 4 times as fast than it should be. The more RAM you've got, the more it can just dump it in the RAM, and it doesn't have to grab the information from the hard drive all the time. It could just empty programs into the RAM. It'll have space to process it because the RAM is faster than ROM. Remember that. So even on my Lenovo laptop, I've recently made a virtual hard drive, which is about 9 gigs, even though I can't fill it up to that much, because a virtual hard drive, it just pretty much offloads everything into the RAM temporarily, and I use that for web caching. So when I turn off the computer, the cache clears, and when I turn it back on, it's designed for caching and loading the video, and it saves it loading it on this and then filling it up, and you have to empty the cache because the cache gets too big after a while and things up your space. But yeah, hopefully you learned something new. Sorry about the rambling, just had to explain. And hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial and everything like that. So without further ado, you all have a good day or night. Sorry, just trying to push that button. No, it's not going to work. So you have a good day or night, and until further ado, until then, you keep safe, and you've been listening to Robbie T with another tutorial. And until next time, I like to say again, as I always say on here in my radio shows, chur chur.